He's getting all the lads to throw their beers in the middle, and he's top off, sliding down the middle.
You'd be telling him a move and he's like, yeah, cool. And really he's thinking of like Harry Potter spells.
He basically said I wasn't going to play for England.
Welcome to Hits Different with our friends at Thatcher's Goal. We are joined by a guy who's across the pond. He's plying his trade down in Paris. Some boy as well, looks beautiful on screen. Joe Marchant's here, everybody.
Hey guys, how are you?
What a man!
Boy, mate, Paris looks like it's treating you très bien.
Great French there, great French. Yeah, no, I'm loving it, to be honest. It's pretty good here. Like yeah, Paris is just, especially now summer's coming a little bit. The skies are a bit bluer. It's honestly, you can't even go out of the house in like a pair of trackies because everyone literally dresses up to the nines. So it's good, loving it.
You were one of the sort of the new breed of people because you went at the peak of your powers. You know, like you're riding around. A lot of people thinking you should have been in that England shirt for a long time. I know you got quite a few caps, but you've decided to go sort of mid-career almost, haven't you? And you just out there enjoying. Do you think you're developing as a player? Do you think you're getting better and then hoping to come back and sort of make a mark on the Premiership again?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm improving as a player, and yeah, it was a tough one at the time. Well, actually, weirdly, it wasn't the toughest at the time because there was the whole stuff with the salary cap situation, and obviously Eddie was the coach at the time, and he basically said I wasn't going to play for England in that World Cup, so it made the decision a little bit easier to try something new. Like I would have been silly not to explore it. But yeah, I feel like I've gained a load of experience out here against like some of the teams you play against, some of the places you go, like Toulouse away, Bordeaux away. I mean, don't, like these, you'll know, like it's like they're hard places to go. And yeah, you learn so much. But do you know what? I do miss playing for England, and yeah, I'd love to play for England again someday.
So dive into a couple of questions.
Let's do it. 22 questions with Joe Marchant. Joe, most skillful player you've ever seen?
I do think Marcus would be up there. He is incredibly skillful. But probably topping it off, Bowden Barrett. Just seeing him do stuff. Like I was really lucky when I was in New Zealand. He'd just come back. He'd just come back from Japan to do some to join the Blues. And that pre-season, some of the stuff he was doing was ridiculous. You just watch it and you're like, fair play.
So what's mad is you mentioned those two, but who gave you more assists in your career? Who's the person that's given you the most assists in your career, Joe?
You are the person who's given me the most assists in my career, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
That's all it is. Thank you.
Who's the best? This is, you might get a mention now. Who's the best on a night out?
Not anymore.
Best on a night out. Do you know what? I think you would actually agree. In terms of value, James Chisholm would have to be. You unless you're doing some of the stuff he's doing on nights out, it's kind of hard to top. Because like in terms of value alone, like he could make the night a different level. So James, I'm gonna have to lock James Chisholm. But yeah, we've had some good ones.
Can you give us one example, maybe the clean one that James Chisholm has done on a night out? March.
A favourite, maybe Winter Wonderland on one of the Christmas socials. They've got obviously the big tables, and he's getting all the lads to throw their beers in the middle, and he's top off, sliding down the middle. Obviously, security running in. All the boys stand up tall. He disappears in there, puts his top back on. And it's like, who did that then? And it would happen multiple times. So things like that, yeah, great value.
March, hardest training session you've ever been involved in?
To be honest, there was two. Actually, both of them in Italy for World Cups. One was 2019, one was the 2023 one. And like it's one of the ones where you're hitting bags and stuff, and you get up and you think you're going to pass out, and then suddenly it's like ball in play, and it's like, right, okay, and you're running around, you don't know what's going on.
March, what's the weirdest non-rugby thought you've had whilst playing rugby?
These are meant to be quick fire. Joe Cocker, a singer, I remember we had a call called Mirror, like when you're trying to follow in. I had this thought which was just straight away, it came into head on the wall, mirror on the wall. And I said it to him and he just looked at me like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you doing? and in my head, it just came out. And I was like, yeah. So, yeah.
That was in an England game, March, yeah?
That actually was, yeah.
Just for context, Joe is one of the most laid back, relaxed players I've ever played with. Like you'd be telling him a move and he's like, yeah, cool. And really he's thinking of like Harry Potter spells or wizard chants. Is that right, March?
Nah, you're making me sound like a bit of a nerd, but yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Strongest in the gym or the strongest player on field, March? Who have you come across that's a beast?
Strongest. Strongest is huge. Do you know what? You can't go further than Manu, um, because he had to stop gymming because he was too big. And you feel it every time he carries and he tries to tackle you. So
Yeah. Joe, you are like pound for pound one of the strongest players I've ever played with. Can you just give us your numbers for like squat and bench because you are extraordinarily powerful.
we were doing. Oh, I don't really know Max right now. We were doing like those box speed squat kind of things today, and there was a couple of us. We were doing like 220 kilos. So that was all right today.
How's your back
It was a,
feeling?
yeah, back I had a big belt on, I was fine, but yeah, it was on a box as well, so yeah.
Who's the hardest player you've ever played with?
Um, it's gonna be someone Samoan, I reckon, or Tongan, I'd say. Do you know what? Noah Halafanua is our back rower at the moment, and for Stade, and I've never seen anyone hit lads like him, and he's the nicest man in the world, and you're just like, right, we need something here, and then he just, oh, you see other big lads running away from him, and that's when you know, and then you end up having more tackles yourself. So it's brilliant.
Some might say he hits different.
March, how many Harry Potter ones do you own?
Just the one, and it chose me.
Good. Just one elder one, yeah.
Oh no, I don't have that power. I don't have that power. Don't want it. I don't want it.
What on earth?
Best football pundit in the game is.
Best football pundit. I'd have to. I think I'd get in trouble if I didn't say Holstad. So yeah, I'd say Holstad.
Who's Hull's dad?
Alan. Yeah.
Shearer.
The biggest oddball in the game is.
Some nice oddballs. You'd know Ollie Thorley, but a great one because he's such a lovely bloke. But yeah, just
Genius meets oddball, yeah.
yeah, there's that. Bevan Rod maybe again.
Yeah.
He's a good oddball.
Most intelligent rugby player you've met, either on the field or off it.
It's quite tough, isn't it? I have a lot of chat. So one of our tens at the club, Zach Henry. I don't know if you'd have both played against him loads. He's doing a master's in psychology, and he tells me about it all the time. And we do like obviously all recovery in the mornings, and he's just constantly talking to me about psychology and all this kind of stuff. So he'd probably be up there. He's got a lot of intelligence, and yeah, he's good with explaining it as well, which is the best way.
Oh, I like that. You might have touched on this already, but my best lift in the gym is.
Yeah, we'll go. Well, the pre-season one for the testing day, we hit 250 on the ones we were talking about today. But it was a box. So yeah.
Yeah.
And just for the viewers, mate, what do you weigh these days?
94 kilos.
94, lifted 250 squat. Joe, put yourself in a band, any band. Which band is it, and who are you replacing in the band?
Well, back in the day, X Factor days, I always wanted to be like the fifth member of JLS. And I felt I was a couple of years too young. But I feel like maybe I could have fit in there.
See that as well, you know. The best thing about living in France is.
Oh, I think it could be Evan. No, I think. Oh, yeah, I knew that was coming.
It's the 31st of each month.
Yeah. Good day, that.
No, I'm going to ignore that. Probably it sounds a weird one, but the bakeries on every, like fresh bread in the morning every day. Like I've got a bakery opposite my flat, and it's when you put your eggs on and then you go across, pick up a fresh baguette. You can't really beat that. Little coffee, lovely.
Cash and bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cash and bread. The major sporting event I would love to go to is.
Probably the Super Bowl. I think that'd be an awesome one. Experience the national anthem, halftime show, and then obviously the football as well. I think it'd be just an unbelievable day, unbelievable experience.
Who's the best finisher you've seen in the game?
Best finisher. Best finisher.
This man will be right up there.
This kid
Right
can
up
finish.
there, yeah.
Only off a little kick maybe, but Mark Talia, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen many lads tackle him first up. He literally he's like a pinball. He's bouncing off people, and he's got a good slide on him as well. So yeah, he's flying.
Good dive on him. If I wasn't a rugby player, I would be.
That's a really hard question because retirement's. I mean, hopefully not too close, but I'll probably start thinking. I don't even know. Before rugby, I was a lifeguard.
You could see it.
You'd be hot, honest. That's the type of pool you don't want to walk into with your missus, isn't it?
No.
That as a lifeguard. I would hate that. I'm just going to keep my t-shirt on today, babe. Nah, I'm just going to keep that.
That was like the Penny Hill Park sauna. When like all the lads would be in there, you'd see the lads with their girlfriends walk in, and the girls, "Oh, should we go to the sauna?" And they're like, "No,
nah, not today. Didn't want a sauna anyway."
This guy's a lifeguard. And Mrs. goes in. She goes, "Oh, I'm I'm drowning. Save me, March." I can see him being a lifeguard.
What do you miss about living in England the most?
There's obviously the ease for doing anything in terms of language wise, which you just getting as soon as you get off the Eurostar, get off the flight, and then people are just speaking in English around you. It's like, okay, I know what's going on fully all the time now. But probably the things like sausages, bacon.
You can't beat an English sausage.
I'll tell you, do you know you go away and you get to a breakfast, sausages are not the same anywhere else in the world, are they?
No.
They're not.
Especially when they mess around with like chicken sausages and stuff. I'll throw it back at them.
Throw it back at them. The caramelized onion sausages. I honestly, I got my parents to bring some over. We've got them in the freezer, so yeah, we're ready for if we're needing to hit home. And chocolate digestive biscuits. They're not quite the same here, so yeah, cup of tea, chocolate digestives, fine.
That's good. Best rig in the game, apart from yourself.
I have probably Max Heath. It's not just a good rig; it's a big rig as well. Like he's not just like one of the backs who can get away with just not really eating much and just not being able to do much. He literally has to go front row life. So yeah,
girthy and shredded.
And it's you don't not many that big are that aesthetically perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
You got some pretty good rigs on yourselves, lads. That's summer.
So I don't know why I've been labelled. I don't know why I've been labelled the next question. Who's got the worst rig in the game? Don't read into those questions the way they've been divvied up. Okay.
Okay, worst rig in the game. A funny one because he's now got his own recovery business and it's flying.
Yes.
Joe Gray has to be. Yeah, he's coming in to early days at Quins, and I was thinking, oh, professional environment. This is, it's going to be super serious. And every day, people getting stuck into him about having a terrible rig, even though it wasn't actually that bad. But yeah, people would get into him about it.
He's a clown. March, game or fixture that you've been the most gutted to lose?
It's tough because the ones most gutted are like the ones which are like you shouldn't have. You feel like you were there and you shouldn't have lost it or whatever. Yeah. So there's been a fair few of those we've had at Quins or whatever, and you're just like, oh, like we shouldn't have done that, and that hits you a bit because all the build up around it. But the World Cup one against South Africa, that hit pretty hard because at the time, like we were flying, and then it just got late in the game, and then things just started to turn, and it was all over. Like we had we were flying into it, and then. And yeah, your momentum just gets derailed a bit. We obviously went on to win the third, fourth, but it was such a weird moment, like a real high, and then just like that. Yeah, that dip. It was a strange one.
It's tough.
That's a hard one. March, who would play a film of you? Who'd be the main character in a film of you?
I would like it to be Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh.
I think that would be pretty cool. I think he'd have to do something badly to his hairline to resemble mine, which I don't think he'd like. But yeah, I think he'd be a pretty good character to play me.
Joe Marchant, everyone.
Wow.
What a boy.
Thanks, guys.
Some boy.